going? Different day, different tractor, different job, different farm, different everything today. So yeah, I've got another audiobook for you. I've also got a cabin mate today down there, Thor. His job is to yell out for trees or whatever while I'm talking to you guys. So today we've got another WA author, Kim Scott, with his novel Taboo, and he also does the narration. Kim Scott's a Noongar man from Perth, and this is a very powerful story. It's a very tricky subject matter, and he's done a beautiful job with it. His writing is full of imagery, and his narration is just very calm and soothing, and it really matches this hard story. It sort of helps take the edge off of it. I think that's the way I read it anymore. Felt about it anyway. Actually, there was quite a few times I listened to this during harvest, and I had to sort of take a few breaks every now and then because his narration was almost hypnotic, and I feel myself zoning out. So it's probably not a good idea when you're trying to harvest a crop. So yeah, I had to take breaks, but it sort of deals with a group of Noongar people coming up from Perth to go back to a town where their family originally came from, but left after back in the early days of settlement, after a massacre there. So hence the title Taboo. So basically, there was on a farm, a whole heap of Indigenous people were massacred after a settler was killed due to him interfering with an Indigenous woman. So it became taboo, and then everyone sort of scattered and left. And it deals with a lot of issues in there that are pretty tricky to sort of scan around. But Kim's an excellent writer. He's got a lot of powerful work to his name as well, and the characters in there are perfectly written, and their interactions. So there's sort of two schools of thought that run through the book. Like you're bringing up old wounds and it's in the past, get over it, compared to you've got to reopen old wounds to heal properly, and just the way they counterbalance. And that occurs through the white community and also the Indigenous community. So there's a lot of back and forth, and very powerful, like I say, very well narrated, and yeah, it's been a well-received book. This is the sort of book that I probably wouldn't have been able to read just because that style of writing I sort of struggle with in my head. I lose track of where I am, but listening to it's fine, it really comes across fine for me. So it's well worth a look, and I would certainly recommend it if you feel like you want to learn a bit about part of our history that we sort of don't really hear that much about. It's sort of been conveniently forgotten in a lot of places. I know I never heard that. I never sort of had that education when I was growing up. I think it's getting better now, but there's definitely a lot more needs to be done. So again, just trying to broaden my listening horizons and get a few different views and perspectives on things, but certainly grab hold of that one if you think it interests you.